Lessons from Trey Lance. The NFL draft is just happening right now. First round was yesterday. And I think this is by no means a sports analogy, so don't be afraid of that. I think what I'm trying to do here is simply take an inspiring figure, a successful athlete, a young person that has shown guts and guts that are applicable to anything, sports as much as the hedge fund business. The purpose of this podcast is to give people a sense for what it feels like to run a hedge fund, and I think we can learn from Trey Lance, and therefore I want to talk a little bit about this today. This is a Not Even Wrong podcast. It's April 30th, 2021. This is Krim Delco. For the day, the fund is up 2.8%. The market is down 70 basis points. For the year, we are flat, and the market is up 10.5%. We're underperforming by 10.5%. Trey Lance was the number 3 pick by the San Francisco 49ers. He's a quarterback from North Dakota State. The inspiring story about Trey Lance is that he actually was considered by almost every so-called expert something like a wide receiver or a tight end or even a defensive player. I don't know the exact details, but everybody told him, you're not a quarterback, you got to play something else. Your talent is here, your talent is there. The scouts, all the experts told him to do this, and he said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with what I think is right for me, and that is a quarterback position. And he therefore traded, when he decided to go to university, he traded a very prestigious university, maybe University of Michigan. Again, I don't know the details, so please don't hang up on this. I just want to illustrate that he could have gone to a very prestigious football university, maybe also academic university. Instead, he chose to go to North Dakota State. They gave him the opportunity to play quarterback. It wasn't as prestigious, but he stuck to his guns. And like he said in the pre-NFL draft videos, he said, they will discover you if you play well. They will discover you. And this is exactly what happened. He was discovered. He is now number 3 pick by the San Francisco 49ers. He's going to be probably a bench quarterback for a while because Jimmy Garoppolo is obviously, I think, still has a lot of cachet. But this kid is in the making, and I like the way he plays. I like his athleticism. He reminds me of Russell Wilson. But again, this is not about football here, and I'm by no means an expert in football. I just wanted to use this story and just borrow from a very contemporary, I think, important story to kind of bridge into the hedge fund business. Stick to your guns. Follow through. Don't let yourself be misguided by experts. You can listen to experts. It's not against the law to listen to experts. It doesn't make you stupid. It doesn't make you a Me Too investor at all. You can consume information wherever you deem important, but please derive your own thesis. I don't want to use the word first principles. It's way overused. And the book I'm reading right now, Flights by Olga Tokarczuk, is actually just talking about this, bringing this also into conversation, that the first principles approach is kind of an illusion that we have, that we think we can go back to basics and build up, that everything is kind of a motion, and that the best we can hope for is some sort of synchronicity between where we are and where sort of the universe is guiding us. So I don't want to get too philosophical. What I'm trying to say is that, look, I understand that you cannot build something from the ground up. I am a strong believer in that, but I do believe that things can line up for you. If you make enough effort, if you put yourself in a position where you have your bases covered enough so that you have a chance for this, what Olga calls synchronicity, or maybe in plain English, just maybe serendipity, or some sort of alignment of things. So let's say take Elon Musk. He works on lithium-ion batteries. He develops software. He then finds Andrej Karpathy, and somehow he aligns himself with the right people to build a self-drive technology which changes the transportation industry. It's not first principles, but it is aligning yourself with the right things at the right time, and then hoping, also getting a little bit lucky to be able to deliver against your mission. This is how we also are looking at our hedge fund business. And back to Trey Lance, this is how he looked at his career. He said, look, I am a a quarterback. I am not a running back, or whatever they wanted to. Let's just use it. They wanted him to be this bulldozer running back. He said, no, I am a quarterback. I have athleticism, but I have precision. I have a hand. I can throw. I have strategy. I have a lot of other things that maybe these other positions don't require. And this, to me, is so inspiring because he made it. He actually got drafted by a very prestigious team. I think San Francisco 49ers is a team that just has a lot of cachet. It's a bit like, I don't know, in the soccer world, something Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Man United, something like that. Joe Montana, of course, being one of the biggest proponents of this legacy. So I think this is what I'm trying to push through in this episode, that you stick to your guns and you work to it. You don't just hope that it happens. I don't know the exact story of Trey Lance. I am sure he trained and trained and trained hard to find a way to become a successful quarterback and then find a way to be drafted into the NFL. And this applies to every young person out there pursuing any sport, pursuing any career, sport, academic. You have to have a certain idea of what you want to do and then define it and be very crystal clear about what you want to do and then also what it takes to be able to do what you want to do. Don't just hope. Don't just sit there and let the world, let them decide what you're capable of. You decide what you're capable of and then you deliver. And then if the world aligns, you succeed. If not, that's fine. You're still okay. You can still win. Even if you don't reach the goals that you set, you're probably going to get somewhere that is better than if you didn't do any of that stuff. Now back to the investment world. The investment world is a very messy business because we can't control the outside. What we can control is the inside, what we actually believe in, and the way we think and the way we react to news, react to volatility, react to fluctuation. This is back to based on the principal stack. And the principal stack lets us derive investments. In our case, the principal stack, the 4 books, The Beginning of Infinity by David Deutsch, The Innovator's Dilemma by Clayton Christensen, 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel, and Jim McKelvey's The Innovation Stack. Those are the 4 books we are building our innovation stack on. From there on, we have a mission, which is to generate wealth by investing in fundamentally new concepts and engineering practices with large impact. We want that impact to be good subjectively. We understand that the good is probably a subjective thing, but we decided that we want a decarbonized energy infrastructure. We want a digitized healthcare industry. Those are 2 industries in our view that need to be disrupted. Disruption, in our view, is something where you can start iterating at low cost and large speed. So we found investments that fit all those criteria, and hopefully we will be able to generate wealth. Right now, we're doing fine. We have a CAGR of 19.7% as of last quarter since inception 2008. This is one of the best CAGRs in the hedge fund business. I'm sure we're in the top 5%. So we are very successful, and we are very grateful that our principal stack has led us to this kind of success. And to summarize, we believe that Trey Lance's story is an inspiration, but also a reminder that if you stick to your guns, you will end up in a good place. Thank you.